Hello 3D Code Academy family. Today I'm so excited to welcome you as we continue with our 3D learning journey together. Let's recap where we left off. In our first episode, we covered the basics of sculpting, and in part 2, we explored the pole paint process. Today in part 3, we are going to learn how to prepare our model for retopology, which is the stage where we optimize the model for animation. Alright, that's enough for the introduction, and let's dive right in. Looking at the model where we left off, so I'll come here to the quick save and open our last model we made. This one. So I'll go to the subtool there and I will duplicate this one. You can see now our mesh has the 8066K. It's about 1 million polygons. So that's too heavy. It will not be simple to export and to work on other software, because the software will become very sluggish and it even may crash. So to see that's how to need to export this as a low poly with high details, we need to decimate this one. This is where decimation comes. Okay, we need to decimate this one. So go to the Z plugin, to the Decimation Master of ZBrush, and I can take this one and put to this side there, so we can see what we're working with. So I'll come here. I want our mesh to retain its color we paint. So we use this and keep the poly paint. Okay. Now you can see that we have other controls here. So I want to decimate this. It's towards around 250K. So we reduce the poly count to 250K, about 250K. So we press this one. But before pressing this one will make to decimate eventually. So I come here to pre-process current. This means that when we touch this one, it will process the decimation for this subtool only. If we pre-process all, we're gonna decimate all subtools we have in our work area. So I will keep this and pre-process the current one. So it's analyzing our mesh. And then we'll come here to 250K. When we touch this one, it will decimate eventually. Let's go to our subtool and try to see the difference now. So I select this one and go to the subtool. When I press shift with this, it means that we can see this only. So we'll come here to the poly frame and try to see it too. And you can see this. You can see this. In our poly frame, we have these triangles. This is not workable for the animation. We need to have a nice edge flow and nice topology. In order to retain its color, we need to go back to the material, which into its material, and change it to the skin shade material, and remove this poly frame. You can see this. Our mesh has a low poly about 250K and still retain its details from the high mesh. And now you can see our high poly model. Let's see its poly frame. You can see this. It's very dense. You cannot work with that. Yes, back to our decimated mesh. You can see that the mesh is low poly with high details, but not workable good for animation because of the edge flow and topology. So we need to create a new clean low poly mesh that follows the shape of high poly model. So that's process called the retopology, and that's for the next episode. But let's make sure that we save and export our mesh for the next tutorial. We only selected the subtool we created, so I can call this decimation, decimated, and try to save to our topo. This method mesh and save it. Alright, we stop here for today at the stage where we have successfully decimated our high poly mesh and prepare it for the next critical step in the workflow. In next episode, we are going to dive into retopology. You will learn why retopology is essential and how to create a clean edge flow and how to build the animation ready mesh that's work perfectly in game engines and your animation software. This is where your model will become a production ready. Thank you for learning 3D Code Academy. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I'll see you soon in the next episode. Ciao.